God, it is so hot. I am sweating. Woo! Jesus, this is not funny. Oh, whoa. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dorothy and this is Mom Unstuck. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about a very personal topic that I have recently been reflecting on, and that is about having friends or the lack thereof. So, as someone who has lived abroad for over 10 years now, I am sad to confess or to accept that it has been really difficult having friends or making friends, and I have realized that this is a reality for many immigrants. And so today I hope to share my experience and hopefully provide some useful tips that could help you if you are an immigrant living abroad and find it difficult to make friends. So let's get into it. So living abroad can be exciting and also rewarding, but it can also be very isolating. When I moved to Canada more than 10 years ago, I moved in single, just by myself, and had no friends, and I had just left my country where I was doing school. I was finishing university, had just graduated and just gotten a really good job, and I could say at the time I was doing pretty good and I was comfortable, but things changed and I ended up moving to Canada. And all was well because at the time, as a single girl and younger, I found it easier to make friends. I am a sociable person. I consider myself social and not isolated, so I did not isolate myself. I made the necessary effort to go out there and make friends and meet with my peers whenever possible. So, but that drastically changed in 2017 when I became a mother. So I had my first child in 2017, and the reality really hit me at that time, how isolating motherhood can be when you're living abroad and everyone lives their lives differently. Of course, when I became friends, I instantly lost my friends that were not mothers, they were not parents. So, and that is expected. There's nothing wrong with that because, of course, I'm in a new phase of life, dealing with motherhood, and I had to accept that that was the season I was in, and therefore had to let those friendships go. And life progressed and continued as normal until I had my second child, and that happened to be during the pandemic. So when my daughter was born at the end of 2019, and then coming into 2020, obviously we all know what happened. The world shut down, and there I was with two children, 2 and under, and all alone, except of course with the father of my children. So I found this to be very challenging, and I could not even connect anymore with friends because we were all locked up and dealing with a situation where no one knew what to expect. And when you're living in a foreign country as an immigrant, some of the challenges you can expect to face are of course the cultural differences, the environment, which was a huge one for me as someone who lives in Canada, where we have really harsh winters. That can be a major factor when it comes to being isolated, because even as much as you'd like to hang out with your friends or be together, the weather sometimes just does not allow it because the winters can be really harsh on this side of the horizon. And one struggle I've had with making friends now as a mother is because friendships when you're abroad can almost start to feel like a chore. And if you're a person like me who's busy with work, maybe with school, and then on top of that you add the kids, it can really get hectic. And at some point you have to weigh your options and see, do I want to really go hang out with those friends? Do I want to just stay home and chill while maybe my kids are sleeping? I don't want to do anything. If I have work, then I also of course have to prioritize work. So those are some of the challenges that you can expect to face as an immigrant and looking to make friends. So this had me really reflecting on past decade where I have been here, and how things have gone and how things have changed in terms of my social life and making and keeping friends. And I have to admit that at this point in my life, I find that I have no friends, and it's not necessarily anything on those people that used to be my friend. It's mostly on me, because it's something I have been reflecting on and asking myself a lot of questions like, of course, am I the problem? Is not having friends a red flag? And what could have led to things to be where they are today? So, and I realized that actually not having friends is not that uncommon, especially as you grow older. Recently, I have just been craving very deep connections and authentic friendships, and that has seemed to be a challenge for me right now. And it's not on anybody, it's mostly just my personal experience. I've just found it difficult to have deeper connections. I no longer enjoy like shallow friendships or small talk. And I'm very friendly, by the way. If you're for those who know me, if you're hanging out with me, it's always gonna be a good vibe, or so I think. Hopefully. So, but I've just found myself recently really craving meaningful connections, deep conversations, maybe that not everyone can appreciate or understand, and that's okay. And so yeah, that has made me find myself to be a little bit isolated pretty much the whole of this year, and it's something that has been growing on me maybe over the last 2 years. So it's not just something suddenly that happened, and I'm learning to accept that that's the season I am in. I do not need to have friends if I don't feel like we have a connection. And you'll find if you're living abroad, friendships here tend to be very almost transactional, I'm sad to say. You'll find that sometimes some people will always contact you, or only contact you or reach out to you if they have something to share with you that might benefit them. You might even find that it's difficult to share among each other, even when we are going through struggles. And everyone goes through struggles, but for me, I've just come to this place where I'm like, if I cannot share a personal struggle with you, and this is on me, like I said, it's a personal reflection. If I feel I cannot come to you when things are good, and especially when things are not good, I don't feel like I need to maintain that friendship or relationship. And so that has been my experience lately with friendships, and I'm realizing that it's not necessarily a bad thing, because in the time that I have been away and doing life on my own pretty much, other than my family, I have been able to pick up a few, I could call them hobbies or new interests. And that's one tip I can provide for you. If you're finding yourself lonely or isolated, maybe you just moved to a new country, I would highly suggest, if you're there for school, obviously focus on school. If you're there for work, you have to prioritize the most important things. But in your free time, I'd highly suggest picking up a new interest or a new goal or a hobby. For me, I've enjoyed, especially this summer, going for hikes, going for long walks. I've set a target to do a 10K walk, a 12K walk, do a bit of running, and I have found out actually to be very fulfilling and very fun. And also, one thing as a mother has been to invest even more time on my children. That has been really, really rewarding for all of us, I'd say. So I highly suggest that if you're a mom as well. And also, another useful tip is maybe get involved in your community. See where you can help. I talked about learning a new skill. Yeah, could be even going back to school, and it doesn't have to be anything big. If you like to cook and you like to learn how to make new types of food, different cuisines, you can pick that up as a skill. And so those are some of the things that I've found to be really helpful for me in this season. Another useful tip I could provide in terms of working on yourself and on your personal growth is, like I said, picking up a new skill. You could also learn a new language. Maybe that could help you make new friends. So learn a new language. Put yourself out there as much as possible. It doesn't mean, it was never meant for for humans to be isolated. I don't believe so. I don't recommend it. It's good to connect with people. So pick up on a few social skills if you feel like your social skills are lacking. And this platform, YouTube, is a good place to learn learn some skills and do some personal development. And do not neglect or ignore seeking professional help. If this is something you feel you need to talk to a professional about, please go right ahead and do it. Like I said, it's not recommended that we be isolated. I hope I will not be in this phase of my life where I have no friends forever. I surely hope not. And let me say this for some of those who might watch, and you know yourself if you're my friend. I have one or two, and that I would consider friends for me in this season. So you're definitely not included in this video, and I very, very, very much value our friendship. Just keep that in mind. And also, so seek solutions. It's never meant to be a lonely journey. Accept that it's where you're at the moment, but find something that you can do about it. All right. And maybe as a parting shot, I could also say it's fine if you're struggling with friendship. It's fine at the moment if you don't feel like hanging out with the people that you used to hang out with. There's nothing wrong with you. And if you feel like you are part of the problem and part of the reason maybe your friendships have ended, take this time as a time of deep reflection and see what you could have done better. See the lessons you've learned from this season. So take it as a positive outcome instead of negative. Also remember that you are not alone in your struggles. Like I mentioned, I did a bit of research and I found that this is not actually a very uncommon thing not to have friends. And I'd love to connect with you in the comments. So comment down in the comment section below if you can relate in any way with this topic. And if you're finding value in this video, I'd like to chat with you in the comment section. And for me, who I live my life as a Christian who's guided by the Bible and the Word of God, there's a scripture which I can't remember right now, but I'll probably put it out here, that says to show yourself friendly. If you want to have friends, you also have to show yourself friendly. So that's why I'm emphasizing on learning new skills or doing personal development to discover how to be a better friend. In conclusion, I want to say thank you very much for joining me in this candid discussion. I hope you have picked up a few lessons and tips, and I hope you can relate in any way. Please remember that you are not alone in this journey, and also that this is a step-by-step process, and you are not the problem. This is just a unique journey of self-discovery, and it's something that you're meant to overcome, because you are that person who can overcome things and get to the other side where things are better. Okay, cheers to many happy and fulfilling friendships. Subscribe to my channel, Mom and Stack, and please watch my other videos on here. Chat soon. Bye.